Alright, you've made it to the last video, number 14 of my library. Now, of course, this is not all my library. I got a whole big long, about a 10-foot long bookshelf here. I got two of them. I got a pre-made bookcase over there full of books. I got two behind me that's full of books. I got all kinds of resources on computer programs, Logos, Logos. Got a ton of stuff on there. But these are the ones that I wanted to pick out to show that these are ones that impacted my Christian thinking the most. We've already gone through some that were pretty benign, accepted by any. And then towards the end, I've gotten to more that's more controversial. The last one's been dealing with the whole subject of Calvinism. If you've stayed with me this far, then maybe you'll hang out with me on this one. I said one time before, the two topics you don't talk about around Christian friends is Calvinism and then this other topic, which I'm just going to lump together because there's two books. Yes, the King James only controversy. I have two books here that on that subject. One is by D.A. Carson. It's an older book. And then this one is the newest one. This is the revised and updated edition. Came out in the summer of 2009. The King James Only Controversy. Can You Trust Modern Translations by James White. Much thicker than the Carson one. Carson's I didn't enjoy as much as I did this one. And of course when I say enjoy, what's tied into that is understand. Okay. White, I think, does a better job of fleshing out a lot of these issues. But both of them deal with textual criticism. Now, I have been involved with this debate for years. Not 4 years, but 4 years. Because I got some family members who, believe the King James is the only one. So I have engaged with them. But the approach I take with any issue or subject is I want to know firsthand why I believe what I believe. Because it's easy for us to form an opinion based on, light surface things. Maybe I met somebody who believed a certain way and I didn't like that person, so therefore I associate that belief with that person. So automatically if I don't like this person, then that means I don't like that belief. The opposite is true also, if you like the person. Also, it's very easy for us to be exposed one-sidedly. We can be exposed to one person or one position, and maybe we'll see the arguments, they're presented in such a way that's like, hey, they left no room for doubt, so I'm going to believe this. There's no way the other side can override these arguments. But I wanted to get to the bottom of it. I wanted to know why I believed what I believed. So I have openly looked at both sides. I have these books that take the side that the King James is not superior to the modern translations. But I have also received and have welcomed the other side. One of my dear brothers on YouTube here, who I hope has been staying with me through these videos and is watching this one, sent me some information and set up with a friend of his to send me some information regarding that point, that side of the argument that the King James is. And I have honestly went through it. I read through every word and I engage with it. I have these pamphlets and I'll underline, I'll mark, I'll put notations, question marks. If there's something that I need to go back and research, I made a note to myself. Because above all else, I want to know what's true. Because God is true. And because I love God, I have to love truth. And that means being willing, because, believe me, there's been some areas in my past that I thought were right, but when confronted with the other side, or as Mr. Harvey would say, the rest of the story, it would cause me to question. And I'll be like, well, I don't want to be wrong. because there's always that chance that I'm wrong, because I'm fallible. I'm a human. I was born with a sin nature. Sin is still in my body. So I have to be always willing to question myself a little bit. And so I do that. And so I look at the other issue. I look at all the facts. Because God is a God of reason. He is a God of logic. Everything He has done has been reasonable and has been logical. So, I wanted to know the truth. And so I look at both sides. And I try to do so with an objective mindset, like a reporter should be, like a journalist should be. Not that they are today, but they should be. You go in, you look at all the facts, and then it should be apparent, right? I mean, if you go to a court trial, that's what you want to happen, right? You want the facts to be laid out, and you want the truth to show itself, not this political. That's one of the things that frustrates me about politics so much, is that they are just so dishonest, and they show one side of everything, and there's so much spin and so much propaganda and so much marketing mumbo jumbo to try to sell you on something. That's what makes me sickest about politics. Well, the same thing happens in this debate. I'm sad to say, I have seen it to where falsehoods have been presented, and misconceptions and preconceived ideas presented as fact, opinion presented as fact. So I just want to appeal to you this. If you love truth, hang out with me on this debate, because this is the last video of my books that have impacted my life and my recommendation for your reading. And I'm going to start doing a series on this topic, the King James only controversy. But it's going to come from an attitude and a heart of love, of peace, and of humility, because I'm a saved sinner. And I believe that you would agree with me on that too. So I just ask that we come together as a family who serve the same God, the same Christ, and we'll look at this topic. And what I will do is I will show you, to the best of my ability, the bare bones facts of both sides. And then I'm going to do my best to show you why I believe what I believe. So take that to heart. It's coming from my heart. I'm going to be honest with you and open with you. And I just pray that you'll give me the charity to listen to what I got to say. And then at the end, if you disagree with me, if you want to cast me off as a heretic, if you want to, whatever you're led to do at that point, that's fine. But at least hear me out is all I ask. So, God's grace be with us all. May the love of Jesus Christ be shed abroad in our hearts. Good night.